13 years, the schools in the Bellmore Merrick School District have held the St. Baldrick's event to raise over $700,000 to fight childhood cancer.
We did not want to see that streak come to an end, so tonight, in partnership with Mepham's Senior Participation in Government classes, we present to you the 2020 Mepham High School St. Baldrick's Virtual Telethon.
For the next hour and a half, students, faculty, staff, and community members from across Bellmore and Merrick will come together here on this live broadcast and in their living rooms around town to make a difference in the lives of children struggling with childhood cancer. I'm Rocco Law.
And I'm Lorrie DellaCroce, and we're your hosts for tonight, but we're not alone. Joining us on this broadcast will be several of the stars of B&B, the talented musicians of Bellmore Merrick, and even a bagpiper or two.
This truly is a night of 1,000 stars, and no star is bigger than you, the viewer at home. Throughout the night, you'll have the opportunity to pledge donations or to send in pictures or videos of you joining in and shaving your heads to be a part of this amazing event.
To learn more about St. Baldrick's and what this organization is all about, here's B&B's Casey Farr.
Many events and activities occur throughout the school year at Mepham High School, but none are as big or as celebrated as the annual St. Baldrick's Night. The fundraising event helps to raise money and awareness for a special cause, childhood cancer.
Well, the St. Baldrick's Foundation is about childhood cancer research, right? So it's about the kids. So the foundation was started on the basis of that kids with cancer tend to lose their hair in treatment. So in solidarity with kids who were getting treated, we would get people to shave their heads and address a serious issue in a fun way.
The money raised from this event is used in order to help research and help those who are impacted by childhood cancer.
The event helps the St. Baldrick's Foundation to generate funds for their research. Less than 4% of federal funding goes to childhood cancer research. And so in our, event, the goal is to raise as much money as we can.
I think it's held to, make a difference, to try to make sure that someday when you have kids, you never have to hear that word childhood cancer. You know what I mean? I think being a parent is hard enough as it is. And then you take those things that you can't control, you add those in there, it's scary to be a parent, you know what I mean? So I think those two words, childhood cancer, should be something that no parent ever hears.
Not everybody may be affected in some way by this illness, but many in Mepham help participate in the event.
It's a chance for our seniors in participation in government to come together and plan an event and make it look the way they want it to. And it really is senior run, and it's a chance for our leadership students as well as the participation in government students to do that. And I think it just became something that people looked forward to. Every year we'll have kids say, next year I'm shaving my head, and groups of kids come together to be a part of it. And it really gets bigger and bigger every single year.
And this has a large impact on the community as well.
A tradition, family, entertainment, making a difference. It's become that thing at Mepham that, every year, I think, the seniors and the community look forward to that event just because of how special it's become to the Mepham community.
The coronavirus pandemic may have stopped the in-person event, but the online event is set to look very similar.
We're trying to really bring to life some of the same things that we are able to have in the gym. So we'll still honor our 4 honored children. We will still have entertainment. We'll still have pipes and drums band and a performance from and students and other community members. So in some ways, even though we're separated, we are still together.
The spirit of the school may not be inside the gym for the St. Baldrick's event, but surely its presence will be felt online tonight. From B&B, I'm Casey Farr.
So now that you have a better idea of why we're here tonight, all night long, and even after the broadcast, you will be able to get involved by visiting the link that will flash up on the bottom of the screen throughout the night.
But that's not the only way you can make a difference tonight. In partnership with the local Chamber of Commerce, the McBrides, the Big Cheese Food Truck, Umberto's, and Piccolos have joined our cause tonight, and they're offering St. Baldrick's specials, where if you order taken from them, even in these uncertain times we're in, they have committed to donating a portion of their proceeds from tonight to St. Baldrick's.
And unlike most telethons that just want your money, we want your hair too. That's right, your hair. As you heard, St. Baldrick started as a fun way to show solidarity with kids suffering from cancer.
So break out those clippers and take a picture or video of yourself braving the shave and share it with the B&B Instagram or Twitter at BM_broadcasting. And we'll share your fresh new do on the air with all the people watching at home.
Speaking of people watching at home, two of those people are B&B's Ava Scheffler and AJ Freed from the morning announcements. Let's check in with them right now.
Hello, everyone. Ava Scheffler and AJ Freed from the B&B Morning Announcements here. For the past 3 years, B&B has been a part of the St. Baldricks, and that continues tonight.
St. Baldrick's has been here in the Bellmore Merrick District since 2007, and it started here in Mepham in 2008. Let's take a look back and see how St. Baldrick's got its start here in the district.
The St. Baldrick's event has been one of the most memorable nights for the past 9 years throughout the Bellmore Merrick community. This event draws people from all parts of the district and has raised over $33,000 since starting in 2011.
It really was the decision of the class of 2013. It was their idea to bring back St. Baldrick's for a spring event. And the following year, Miss Geller's daughter was sick. She was diagnosed with a rare type of cancer. And so the class of 2014 really wanted to continue it. And then just from then on, each class has sort of continued the efforts each spring.
I was approached by Mr. Patton and Miss Dennis, and they had some pretty great ideas. And it really, I think it came about because of their desire to create like this culture of spirit and pride and service.
So it just kind of fit, and it was like, wow, it was St. Baldrick's was so dope back in the day. Let's bring it back and see if like we can really kick it up to another level, and let's build on all the great successes that they had brought to our community.
We got support from our administration, and the kids loved the idea, and it really blew us away how much money they were able to raise for this particular cause.
The St. Baldrick's event has brought smiles to everyone's faces and left the students and administrators with some great memories that they will keep forever.
I think some of my favorite moments are standing in the corner with, my partner and looking at what young people can do when they're given the opportunity. I think that's really special.
The year when Miss Geller's daughter, Giuliana, was sick, and it was her first time being honored, and Miss Stack's entire family sat on the stage, and Miss Stack shaved her head, and so many family members of hers, her mother, brother-in-laws, and all the way down the line, people sat on that stage, and her family raised $15,000 alone.
I think that was definitely just a really special moment for everybody. And, to have her overcome childhood cancer, it was a really heartwarming moment, and one I'll always remember.
It was always a night where I'd walk out of that gym saying, I am the luckiest person in the world to be the principal of the school and to work with these teachers. I mean, it's an event where almost every faculty member attends. All the students are involved. The seniors are given this privilege to sort of work together as a senior class and like coordinate this entire event together.
The future of St. Baldrick's has no plans to stop. Its only plan is to get bigger. From B&B, I've been Haley Hepworth.
That's amazing. Let's bring in two of the organizers of St. Baldrick's here at Mepham, Miss Dennis and Mr. Patton. Hello, you guys.
Hi, how are you?
I'm so good. Yes, hello.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for having us.
Yeah, we're so excited.
How are you guys doing right now? How you feeling?
We're good. We're excited that you guys are able to make this event happen.
I miss you guys.
We miss you too.
Yeah, we miss seeing everyone.
So, would you like to explain and remind everyone why we're having St. Baldrick's like this tonight?
Well, our St. Baldrick's event was originally scheduled, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Patton, on March 18th. And March 18th was day 3 of our school shutdown for the coronavirus pandemic. And I think we were all pretty optimistic in early March that we would be able to just postpone the event to a later date, which we did. We postponed it till April. And then it became kind of clear that it wasn't going to be possible to have an in-person event like we have in the past.
Yeah.
Well, it's great that we can still have it. And Mr. Patton, I see you actually started shaving your head already. It's nice.
Absolutely, AJ. You notice that?
Yeah, it's nice.
I'm committed to the cause all year round.
Yes. So what? Sorry. What is the message
that,
of St.
Ava?
Baldrick's? Yes, that was very fun.
The message of St. Baldrick's is really, it was started as a challenge, between some businessmen, and I think you're going to meet one of them later. And it started as a challenge. Would you be willing to shave your head and donate money to raise money for finding a cure and less harmful treatments for childhood cancer? And the idea behind actually shaving your head is to show solidarity for the kids that are battling cancer and who lose their hair to chemo treatments.
Being this is one of our favorite events at school, it says a lot about the Mepham community and how generous a group of people we are.
Absolutely. I think that, this is our 10-year anniversary of hosting St. Baldrick's events in our community. And I think if you did a little history check and see the amount of money that St. Baldrick's and Mepham and the Bellmore Merrick community, Dennis, correct me if I'm wrong, it's been over $1 million. And
it's a little under. He always goes a little higher. He always goes.
Gotta go big. But,
he always goes. It's a little bit under, but close.
A little. So, but then you think of it, it's so many members of our community jump in. It's Ava, you fundraise $50. AJ, you hit 75. Someone hits 200, and I think it's all those little donations add up to be those big numbers that you see. And that just shows how passionate our community is about trying to make sure that, we fight the cause and we end childhood cancer.
And I think, cancer is an illness that impacts everybody's lives. And I think that, whether it's an adult, family member, a neighbor, I've had students who battled cancer before they were ever at Mepham, students who were battling cancer while they were at Mepham. I think it's a important cause that really, touches everybody.
I totally agree.
It's a great all around event. So, but what makes this event important to you guys?
Do you want to start, Mr. Patton?
I'll start. I mean, it was, I have a lot of personal connections to it. One, because, my co-teaching partner, Maura Kempton, brought it to Mepham, and her and I taught for 10 years. So to kind of be able to continue the work that she started is really important to me. And, I think I can speak for Miss Dennis here, one of our best friends and an important member of our community, Giuliana Geller. I feel like when her daughter was diagnosed, at first we didn't know how to help. And then after a while, it was like, we're kind of carrying on this cause that, when Miss Geller said it one day that, the term childhood cancer is a word that just shouldn't be. It should be something that no parent ever has to hear. Scary enough being a parent and worrying about, are they going to fall down? Are they going to bump their head? You know what I mean? Am I doing those things right? You take something like childhood cancer that's out of your control and throw that in, it's scary for parents. So I think that, I would love to try to make sure that AJ and Ava, when you guys have kids someday, you know what I mean, that isn't a thing. And it's because of the work that we did. So I think it's something that, is very important and very personal to me on those fronts.
And I think that, we had done St. Baldrick's the year before Miss Geller's daughter was sick. And the year that she was diagnosed, she was a year old. And to be able to do something to help, it really resonated with our students. And our students wanted to do something to help, in any way that they could. And then each year, when we debrief with our seniors, which we won't really have the same opportunity based on, the conditions we're in, but we always debrief the day after because they really run the event. And when we say to them, do you think next year we should go in a different direction? And our students always say, but if we go in a different direction, that's less money for the cause. We're so lucky that we have such a generous community and we are able to raise, we've raised everywhere between $40,000 and $76,000 at our events. And no matter if we hit a goal or don't hit a goal, it's money that the organization didn't have. And, we've had multiple students say that every single year. It was said last year. And that's why we, continue to set that date a year in advance to try to end childhood cancer.
Well, thank you guys for coming. This was really it's so beautiful. I can't. You guys are making me tear up over here.
Well, we miss you guys. We miss being at Mepham. We miss being with all of you guys. So thank you so much for bringing us virtually together.
Yeah. Well, let's send things back to Rocco and Lorrie and see what they have coming up next.
Rocco and Lorrie.
Thanks, AJ. Thanks, Ava. And thank you, Miss Dennis and Mr. Patton. Now it's time to get down to business and to get down to all the action as it unfolds right now.
This night is about raising money, but it's also about seeing some bald heads. Let's bring our first celebrity shavy into the room. Who do we have here?
Please welcome Bellmore Merrick Superintendent Mr. DeTommaso. Welcome, Mr. DeTommaso. How you doing?
Good. How you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
No problem. We're doing really well.
So it looks like you got a head start on your shave. What happened?
I did. I got a little head start today. My camera person and my barber, both my daughters, couldn't make it tonight, so we rushed home and did a little 2 o'clock shave, and they did a really good job, I have to say. There's not much to shave these days, but it was fun, and it is for an awesome cause like St. Baldrick's. So, yeah, we had fun, but I got a little head start. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Looks good.
Yeah, it looks good, Mr. DeTommaso, but unfortunately for Lorrie, me and Lorrie had a bit of a bet back in the day, back in February, that if the Lady Pirates won their playoff game against Southside, she would cut her hair for St. Baldrick's. Fortunately, neither of those events happened, but looks like Mrs. DellaCroce did a lovely job with Lorrie's bottom half, and she must have used a 4, maybe a 3. I'm not too sure. But maybe a 3 or 4. But
to donate. Not have enough to donate, but I would if I had.
There you go. Me too. I thought if I had those locks, I would cut them off, and I would say, back in the day, I had a nice full head of hair, and maybe it would have. I would like to think that it would have done some good for a lot of people, but those days have passed a long time ago.
Now, Mr. DeTommaso, talking about this one of the great nights usually of the school year, but fortunately we're forced to turn to virtual right now. I mean, what made you want to join us on this great night?
Yeah, so I've been with St. Baldrick's. I've come to Mepham the last number of years. A bunch of times I've gotten haircuts, kind of the same kind of haircuts, that I've been getting for the last, number of years. And it's been such an incredible tradition at Mepham, and I know it's expanded to the other schools in the Central High School District. And it's just that, I love the passion and the energy that's brought by kids and the staff, like at a lot of events we do, but this is one of those that seems to really galvanize everybody. Of course, the cause is just, so important, childhood cancer. And, I think a lot happens in our own lives with cancer. Both my parents passed away from cancer pretty early in life. And so I just think that it's the cause and it's the people and it's the passion that has made it such an amazing event at Mepham. So I bring a little bit of peach fuzz and can't wait to, get it chopped off. So again, that says it all to me. People, passion, cause, makes it, totally important to be a part of.
Yeah, well, we're really glad I could be a part of it. We're really glad.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry I didn't do the live cut, but
Hey, it is what it is. We get all we can get.
Well, it is definitely a fresh cut. I could tell you that.
Yeah.
Did you have any reservations about braiding the shave?
No. I mean, when you are follically challenged, you try to keep it nice and tight. And when I knew the event was going to take place, I let it go for a little while as best I could. So it was definitely, the time was right, it was perfect. So I was glad that I could, do it today, though. That's for sure.
I think what we really want to see is, maybe in the pre-footage, if you had any gray hairs. We've been at home all this time, and maybe we could see some gray hairs. We don't know. I mean, it's been fun.
I mean, when it grows a little bit, I must say, it does grow a little and it does come in a little gray. I mean, I had a friend that used to say, better gray than nay, but, so I have some gray. I mean, there's still a little dark color to my hair, but when I went after my daughter's, my daughter cut my hair and we looked down, I tried to scoop a little up so that I would have, but, the wind took it and that was it. Gone. But I could tell you it was there and some of it was gray.
Now, Mr. DeTommaso, just what you previously said about, just talking about what a great night it is and what you want everybody to know. I mean, what is the message of the night and what does an event like this have to say about Bellmore Merrick?
Yeah, I mean, first I think it says about Bellmore Merrick, what an incredible staff we have. I'm so proud of the staff through this entire quarantine, working with kids and families and putting on these special events, not letting what has happened stand in the way of the events, whether it's at Mepham Pirates Treasure or Senior Awards, Honor Society at the middle schools. Nothing was going to stop us from doing those things that are important to a school community, that kids look forward to it. Yes, they're different events. Yes, they're done differently. But there will still be tremendous memories that kids and families are going to get out of this. There's no doubt. I said today that, when I watched the Senior Award video, which is incredibly well done, I was like, this is no pun intended, like a treasured event, like a treasured memory that people are going to have for a while. So I think, it says a lot about the whole Bellmore Merrick community. Our staff, the support of our parents, our kids. I mean, all want to come together for these great causes. And for the cause itself, I mean, it's been such a part of the Mepham history. That's why we're here. We're here because we want to continue these events. We love the passion. Like I said, we love the people to be involved. And it's become such a, part of the fabric of Mepham that it was absolutely, I was thrilled to see that it would still happen in this form. And to thank, Mr. Patton, and Miss Dennis and Mr. Gomez for putting it all together, Mr. Gomez's leadership and Miss Patton and Mr. Patton and Miss Dennis's drive and passion to make this thing happen. That's what this is all about. Absolutely.
All right, so Mr. DeTommaso, enough of the chit chat. I've been told that you have some footage of your haircut.
I do have some footage. I think maybe you have the footage, and it was just a interesting little time with my daughters. Didn't last so long because but it did happen.
All right, let's take a look.
You got it.
Hello, everybody. I'm John DeTommaso, the honored and proud superintendent in the Bellmore Merrick Central High School District. I'm also the dad of these two, Bri Rose and Alish, my incredible daughters, and they are going to serve as a camera person and hair cutter for St. Baldricks. I want to thank Chris Patton and Kerry Dennis for continuing this incredible Mepham tradition and helping those with cancer around the country. Let me thank Eric Gomez for his leadership and helping to, again, continue this tremendous cause. So here we go. We're going to cut what little hair I have. Sure, it's very difficult to cut all this hair off.
Super challenging.
Yeah, Dad, wow, you look so different.
Let me tell you, back in the day, this would have been a very difficult haircut. Of course, it's not the day anymore.
The day has passed, Dad. That's okay. Yeah, Bryce, make sure not to miss everything on the top there.
It gets really thick up here, Dad.
I think my hair is actually quite long right now. A lot more hair coming off than I thought there might be. Maybe I can.
Haircut.
Yeah, maybe I need a comeback. Maybe my hair is coming back.
How are we looking from the front, Alice? Are we missing some?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Right over there. Other side.
Let your eyebrows Alice, how are we looking?
Good.
Here we go, Dad. Bald again.
There we go, bald again, I guess, and always bald. From Alish. Alish, let's see.
Oh, I didn't know that.
From Alish, Rose, and John DeTommaso, and the rest of the DeTommasos. Thank you again so much for allowing us to do this. We totally support St. Baldricks, and thank you to all the efforts of everyone at Mepham. We appreciate it.
You don't need to join us here in our St. Baldrick's Zoom room. If you're watching and you want to join in, break out your own clippers and take some pics and send them via Twitter and Instagram to B&B, and we'll get your newly shiny head onto the broadcast.
Well, in the meantime, while Mr. DeTommaso gets his new do and cleans up the hair on the floor, let's have a little cleaner, less messy entertainment. Join the call now. It's the Skull and Bones Drama Club with Holding Out for a Hero for what would have been their spring musical, Footloose.
Where have all the good men gone? And where are all the gods? Where's the streetwise Hercules to fight the rising odds? I'd like to know. Isn't there a white knight upon a fiery steed? Late at night I toss and I turn. And I dream of what I need. I need a hero.
Wow, those guys were amazing. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Not bad, folks, not bad at all. Remember, you can donate, people can donate all night long by visiting the site at the bottom of the screen or by ordering St. Baldrick specials from our partner restaurants, Piccolo's, Umberto's, the Big Cheese Food Truck, and McBride's.
While you were all looking for your credit cards or your clippers, let's send things over to AJ and Ava to see who they have with them now.
Thanks, Rocco. You know, as long as people are shaving their heads tonight, I bet there are plenty of people out there who will want to see you bald by the end of the night.
Yeah, that's me. I would like to see Rocco bald.
Stella does too. Bye, Stella.
But this is such a great night and such a great organization. But the best thing about St. Baldrick's are the awesome kids we get to help each year. Let's meet one of those kids right now.
Here at the St. Baldrick events, we have come together not only to help raise money for the organization, but also to honor local children who have battled cancer. One of these children is a part of our Mepham community. Mepham history and leadership teacher, Miss Geller's daughter Gigi, successfully won her battle against cancer when she was younger.
So I've been participating in St. Baldrick's for, I believe it's 10 years now. So we kind of have started it a little while, even before Giuliana got diagnosed with cancer. And then obviously things kind of took a different feel for why I participate in St. Baldrick's ever since she was diagnosed. And obviously having a child that went through all of the different types of treatment and follow-up appointments, whether it's all the different PET scans that she had or MRIs, and seeing what it actually does to a lot of children, and seeing some kids that were also receiving chemotherapy when Giuliana was, and seeing that they actually lost their battle to cancer. St. Baldrick's just means that more families don't have to go through what I witnessed.
St. Baldrick's is an amazing foundation which helps children like Gigi by raising money to help find a cure for childhood cancer. The Mepham community has been coming together to support this cause for many years, but it took on a new meaning for many of us when our own was diagnosed.
I feel like since it's Miss Geller's daughter, it really hits home to the Mepham community. So I really think it means a lot that Mepham does this for kids like Gigi.
I love going to Mepham because I feel loved and supported.
Okay, so St. Baldrick's has changed my life because it has brought the school I work in, and also my faculty members that I work alongside with, really together. It has brought this different vibe, I guess, to the building. It brings this sense of togetherness.
It just shows you how strong the Mepham community really is. They're doing stuff for kids that they might not even know. Like we have, there's kids who have cancer or have survived cancer, and we're raising money and awareness for them, and it just shows how strong the community is and how we can really accomplish anything when we work together.
Now that her battle has been won, Gigi looks forward to the event each year so she can give back to this incredible organization and help other children who are where she was a few years ago.
I would say to the kids, keep fighting, you got this. You are in my prayers. One day there will be no more childhood cancer.
Yeah, I would say thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for caring enough about other people. Thank you for caring enough about my daughter's story. I'm hoping that one day we never have to hear those words put together, childhood cancer. I really hope that you will continue, working with organizations like St. Baldrick's, and I hope to see you next March at our St. Baldrick's event.
Even while we're all at home, the St. Baldrick events is an important way for us to help raise money and awareness to find a cure for childhood cancer. While we enjoy the fun of the event, we should keep in mind the children like Gigi, who we are all doing this for. For B&B, I'm Lily Epez.
Hi Mepham High School, it's me, Gigi Geller. I just want to say thank you for raising money to end childhood cancer and to give hope to kids just like me.
That was amazing. To hear a little more, we're joined right now by Giuliana Geller and her mom, Mepham social studies teacher, Miss Geller. Hey guys.
Hello, Gigi. Can I call you Gigi? Do I have that right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So, thank you for being here. But I have to say, what does St. Baldrick's mean to you guys?
It means so much to me because the medicine doctors use right now to kill cancer is dangerous for kids. I hope this money is going to help end childhood cancer.
So what is your favorite part of the St. Baldrick's event?
Seeing mommy students care about childhood cancer and shave their heads.
And Miss Geller, what's your message about St. Baldrick's to the Bellmore Merrick community watching tonight?
First and foremost, I just want to say thank you guys so much. Obviously, Giuliana being a cancer survivor, childhood cancer is really important to us. And we really just hope that you guys understand how much funding really means to pediatric cancer. You know, between radiation, the different types of chemotherapy and surgery, there's so many different short-term effects and also long-term effects that impact children that have cancer. And so I'm hoping that these funds will help change some of those techniques that the doctors are using, and hopefully the end goal is to end childhood cancer.
And how about you, Gigi? What do you want everyone to know about St. Baldrick's?
Families like us need people like you to fight against cancer. Thank you for helping and caring.
Well, we want to thank you guys for coming on with us tonight, and now let's send things back over to Rocco and Lorrie.
Bye, guys!
Bye, guys!
So unfortunately, folks, we're having some technical difficulties. We know there are some audio problems, so we got to stand by during this time while we try and resolve them.
Thanks, Ava. Thanks, AJ. While we were with you, a whole bunch of pics of people from around the district came in via Twitter and Instagram. Let's take a look at a few of those right now. Oh, there's Dominic.
Dominic. That was funny. Took a couple tries to get it.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. There we go. Cundalux. Oh, Jack. Nice to see Jack cut that long flow. Nice job. Looks practically bald already. What is he, like 18, 14?
All right.
And now it's time for yet another celebrity shavee to join us. And it's Mepham's own Mr. Mazeka. Hey, Mr. Mazeka, can you hear us?
Welcome.
Welcome.
Mr. Mazeka.
Yes, I think Mr. Mazeka's having a little bit of...
There he is.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Mr. Mazeka. Welcome to the show. How's it going?
Sarah, turn it off. Sorry, man. What's up?
Mr. Mazeka, how's it going, man? Welcome to the show.
Ready. Hey, guys.
Wow. Mr. Mazeka, you got a lot of hair there.
I do have a lot of hair, Lord. That is true. But I really needed... It wasn't... I mean, listen, St. Baldrick's is a great cause and everything, but I really needed a haircut. So I was like, you know what? Like, I can do this. Good time to do it. How are you guys doing? All right?
We're good.
We're doing really good. But, Mr. Mazeka, I mean, we could see why you're ready to shave, but in your own words, what made you want to shave your head as a part of the event?
You know, I've been seeing this event for a lot of years, obviously, at Mepham, and it's, obviously a great event. And, it was having the opportunity to be a part of it this year was, something I'd never done before. So I thought, this is as good a time as any to do it. And it's, obviously it's always a great event here, at Mepham. And of course, with everything going on, and just being part of it remotely is, still exciting. But like I said, it was, I felt like it was a good time to do it. And like I said, I need a haircut. So, it was just timing.
So what have you been up to besides growing out your hair since we left school?
Just, doing online, a lot of Zooms. A lot of Zooms, like I'm sure you guys too. My kids.
Keeping up with schoolwork, Mr. Mazeka?
I'm sorry, Rocco?
Have you been keeping up with schoolwork, Mr. Mazeka?
Yes, sir. I have been.
All right. That's all that matters.
Most of my students have been, so that's a good thing.
All right.
Well, enough of the chit chat. Let's get right on with the shave. Who do you have there with you right now?
I have my family. I have my wife and my kids right now. Hold on, we got.
I'll leave it unlocked, Mom.
Here, guys. Hold on, give me a sec, guys. There you go. All right, here we go.
There we go.
There we go. The family picture.
There we go. Someone take a picture.
Yay! Working!
All right, well, here you go, man. He's never done this before, so give us a sec.
All right. Looks
there
like...
we go.
Whoa, that was a lot of hair right there.
Yeah, it went with a big cut right there.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's a 4. I think that might be a 4, but I'm really leaning toward a 3 right now.
Okay.
You gotta do both sides, just the sides first.
Sides first.
Just do the sides
Leave the top up top.
It's a new style of hair cutting right here.
Oh no!
No, I'm not.
All right, so let's see.
Alright, what do I do?
Just go back, just like front to back. You know, I think that's probably the best.
Trying to like
Just wing it.
Trying to like shred some cheese, but like the
It's
size
like
of cheese is like disproportionate. Right?
Feels super weird.
All right, so you can get out there.
Yeah, you have to like a brush. Right. I don't want to hurt him. It's
Not gonna hurt me. It's okay.
because the comb-
Just the buzzer, guys.
Yeah, you just gotta wing it.
It has the same. Don't worry.
You
All right.
Strategy. Just
I think my wife's gonna do the rest. All right, kids.
There we go.
You will. You can jump up. Go get it going. All right, now. All right, here we go. It seems to be going smoother now.
Ah, there we go.
I always wanted to be a hairdresser.
Need the master.
Here you go with it.
Okay. Very artistic, guys. Very artistic.
Oh, thanks, honey.
Just like a lawnmower, left to right. So over.
We got a good rhythm going now, Rocco.
Yeah.
A little rough.
Yeah.
They got a good thing going here.
Sorry.
You know, Mr. Mazeka, I think they're gonna need some bigger clippers. If I could see some myself, I think they're gonna need some bigger clippers for that head of hair.
I listen. I got a weed whacker before, Rocco. You know, it was actually longer, believe it or not, guys. It was, in the screen. Make sure I paired it. I had to pair it a little bit. All right.
Yeah, an afro.
Go on your own.
I don't know. You're almost done. Are we going lower?
I don't know. If that was me, if that was Lori cutting my hair, I don't know. I'd be pretty skeptical too.
Hey.
I'm sure Lori would do a good job.
Yeah, good job.
Once you get, after the first couple times, things, you get in a rhythm. Just the way it.
Well, I've yet to do anything with my hair yet. I'm still waiting for the bar.
You're not going to get up and do this, Rocco?
Oh, I was thinking about it. It was going through my mind. I thought about it. I slept on it for a couple days, but just
I get it.
You want me to just come over and just do it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I might have to ask your mom because she did the bottom of your hair, and it was a 3 or 4 or 5, and she did a pretty good job. So I had to give some props to Mrs. DellaCroce. I had to give some props.
Thank you, Rocco.
Did I miss a part, Will?
You're almost done?
No, I can't see all that hair.
Well, almost done there.
Jack. Yeah, bring it closer, I guess.
So, Mr. Mazeka, Mr. Mazeka, did you and Jackson Valley have a pact? Were you guys going into this? Because I know he's on the lacrosse team. Did you and him have a pact at all?
I don't know. Is he getting his hair cut?
He did. We just saw his picture come up. He looked pretty good at the float.
Oh, I missed it. I didn't see it. I was watching Mr. DeTommaso get his hair cut. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Mr. Pat. Sorry, Mr. Patton is FaceTiming right now.
Oh, Mr. Patton. Always up the trunk. Mr. Patton.
Patton's the one who made me do this. He didn't make me, but he got me to do it.
There we go.
Mr. Patton's the mastermind.
Come in. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. This is good. It looks good. Oh, wow.
All right, we good?
Mr. Mazeka, I think Mr. Patton's just a little bit jealous because he doesn't have any. That's the problem right now.
Sean, I didn't realize I had that much hair either.
Lori, I didn't know Mr. Mazeka had that much hair. Man.
Either.
Hopefully it comes back. I think it will.
Take another wig.
I'll take it, Jack.
That's scary.
All right, look at that, man. That's looking pretty good.
Man,
that's a good quarantine cut right there.
I thought that was, but he looks like a brand new guy now. Look at that. You got the.
I know, it's crazy. That's a good cut.
Can barely recognize you.
Listen, Rocco, if you need a haircut, man, you know where to get it now.
I know who to call.
My kids are getting better with the buzzer every second.
Yeah, I know who to call. Definitely.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust it either.
Well, Mr. Mazeka finishes up his new do. Let's check in with the Amityville Highland Pipe Band, who have been part of St. Baldricks and who did not want to miss being a part of anything for this one.
I love bagpipes, don't you, AJ?
I don't know, but I'm not really sure about those kilts, though.
You look great in a kilt. You should try it sometime.
And we're back. It's AJ and Ava from the morning announcements and What's Poppin' Pirates. And we're going to give Rocco and Lorrie a break for a bit as we introduce you to another one of those amazing kids we're here to honor tonight.
The St. Baldrick Foundation is a volunteer and donor-powered charity committed to supporting the most promising research to find cures for childhood cancer and give survivors long and healthy lives. For one local family in the community, it's personal.
We started participating in it when Kristen was diagnosed with cancer when she was little. And they're a charity that raises funds for pediatric cancer research, which is grossly underfunded.
At the age of 1 year old, Kristen was diagnosed with neuroblastoma cancer. For the parents, it had to be heartbreaking news.
It's like a deer in the headlights. You don't believe it's happening. It's like a surreal moment.
For the past 11 years, they've been involved in St. Baldrick's. One may wonder how they got involved in St. Baldrick's.
When Kristen was diagnosed at 1, Kristen's aunt, my sister, heard about St. Baldrick's doing Appertandies in Northport, where it originally started, and we put together a team, Kristen's Crusade, and participated in the Appertandies one in Northport.
The O'Halloren family has been participating in St. Baldrick's events. Unfortunately, this year, due to this global pandemic, the coronavirus, it has taken over the world, which caused St. Baldrick's to happen online, virtually.
This will be the first virtual St. Baldrick's event, so I guess we'll see how it goes, but nothing beats the vibe when you're there in person, but due to what's going on with the pandemic, you make lemons into lemonade, so.
That was really amazing. These kids really do inspire you.
Absolutely, Ava. I know that there are a lot of people out there who want to help, and one way to help is by ordering some takeout. Your partner on What's Poppin' Pirates, our very own Luke Melfa, is with some of the restaurant owners who are helping to make a difference tonight.
Thanks, guys. So I heard recently that there were some St. Baldrick specials at some local restaurants, and I figured that maybe that's an angle of the story I should be covering. So joining me right now is the owner of McBride's, Mr. Wade. How are you doing today?
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. All right. So really quickly, what made you want to get involved with St. Baldrick's this year?
Well, I've been involved in St. Baldrick's for a couple of years. We used to do some hair cutting in the center of the bar with customers cheering everybody on. We used to raise a lot of money. And this year, I actually got in contact with a teacher at Mepham, Chris Patton, who is a big supporter of St. Baldrick's. And I've known Chris for probably 15 years now. He's a great guy, and I know he's a great teacher. So we just got together again, and we started talking, and he said he was doing some St. Baldrick's fundraising. So between myself and Chris, we had a conversation, and I said, yeah, I'm on board.
All right, cool. And this year of all years, especially after 2 months of the stay at home, is definitely hard to still be able to give to others. So how have you, or how has your business been doing since March, and what have you been doing to stay busy?
Well, we pretty much closed, apart from doing some curbside pickup from 3 to 8 daily. So I had the opportunity with another friend of mine, Christina, who owns the big cheese truck, and she got in contact with World Central Kitchen in order to do 1,000 meals a day to feed the homeless and the poor. So we got together. I said that she could use my kitchen and use my prep area in McBride's in order to help her prep up to 1,000 meals a day and deliver them into the city and the 5 boroughs. So basically between that and doing a little curbside pickup is generally what I've been doing since we closed down in the middle of March.
Wow, okay. And how can people in your area help you out over the summer to thank you for being a part of this night?
Well, I think it's very important, not just for me, but for any bar, restaurant, or small business. We really rely on local people, local orders. So even if you could order once a week from your local place, doesn't have to be McBride's, could be any place, to switch it up a little and try and help it, because this make a huge difference in the end up, because we are closed We are accumulating a lot of bills, but just knowing that people will still try to help out a little, it's to give and receive, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. And hypothetically speaking, if I were to come into your establishment, what would you recommend that I try?
We are very famous for our wings. We have 13 different flavors. We mainly sell a lot of wings and a lot of burgers. Our burgers are fresh made. There's nothing frozen here. Our wings are cut fresh, and it makes a huge difference. We make all our own sauces. And so the wings are a definite, if you ever come to McBride's, as an appetizer, and then finish off with a burger.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks a lot for being a part of this and for taking the time to come on the air. AJ, next time we do a segment like this, can we possibly not do this social distancing because they got wings? So I like wings.
That's a good idea.
Thanks, Luke. I think we should all go out for chicken parm once the stay-at-home order is lifted.
Good point, but people don't need to wait until then. They can order tonight and take advantage of the St. Baldrick's specials at Piccolo's, the Big Cheese, McBride's, and Umberto's. You can enjoy great food and help out a great cause.
While we figure out how we can get delivered to these Zoom windows, let's enjoy another number from the Skull and Bones Drama Club's production of Footloose.
I'm so excited.
My baby, he don't talk sweet, ain't got much to say, but he loves me
Amazing, Rocco. I don't even like musicals, and I like that. If you want, you could check out the Skull and Bones YouTube page to see the numbers that would have been a part of Footloose and so much more.
And speaking of more, Lori, we are now being joined by another one of our celebrity shavees, Mr. Walsh.
Mr. Walsh? What's he gonna shave? I thought he was bald.
Now, Lori, you know what they say. Some gave all, but all gave some.
We're holding it.
Let's see him coming back in right now. Hey, Mr. Walsh, how's it going?
Rocco, I'm really well, thanks. How are you, man?
Really doing good. I mean, it's been an eternity since we've seen you in the hallway.
Much too long. I have so missed the Friday sports updates. You know, I'm looking forward to the day, though, and I can say I knew him way back when, so.
I know, we really want to see you one more time, but under the circumstances, it's been far too long. But, you know, besides that, I mean, welcome to the broadcast. I mean, first and foremost. I mean, what have you been doing to stay busy since March 14th?
Well, you know, school's been pretty busy. You know, the remote learning and the remote teaching of my own children has taken quite a bit of time. You know, and I've been missing sports, and I'm looking forward to when they come back. But, you know, keeping busy. How about yourself?
Same old. You got to adjust to online learning. My sleep schedule's been a little bit off. I've been been going to bed at about 3 a.m. every day. So that's kind of been throwing me off a little bit. But besides that, you know, sports are making a comeback. We'll see if the NBA comes back and the MLB. God willing, they come back, and you know.
I'm with you.
So, Mr. Walsh, what made you want to be a part of St. Baldrick's tonight?
Oh, well, a couple of reasons, I think. I mean, you know, the cause is just a beautiful cause to help, you know, defeat childhood cancer. So I'm glad to be a part of that. And two of the best educators I've ever met, and Mr. Patton and Miss Dennis, you know, when they ask, any day I'll say yes. They are the best.
Now, this is a really pressing question right now, but are you going to be worried about how you will look with no hair?
Oh, well, you know, most of the time I don't have much hair. I'm actually looking forward to losing this because my wife reminds me on a daily basis, I didn't remember how gray you were. So I'm looking forward to it being gone.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm still waiting for the barbers to open up. I mean, right now, it ain't looking too good.
Are you looking good, Rocco?
Appreciate it, Mr. Walsh. Appreciate it.
All right, well, let's get to the shaving.
Are we ready?
Yeah, you ready?
Shaver's on our way over. The Walsh clan is all around. I got one boy holding and one boy doing something else, and here she comes. Now I'm going to take my glasses off, so I might not be able to hear you so well. All right, here we go.
Let's do it.
This is Mrs. Walsh.
Looks like Mrs. Walsh is getting a big scissor behind you.
She's ready to go.
I have to be a little bit worried about that.
Yes.
Oh, we got the music too. Oh, I want a concert too. Two in one.
What are we doing? There we go. All right.
Where are we starting?
Where are we starting, love?
We're starting in the back, or maybe the front.
All right, let's go.
Or maybe the side.
Let's go.
Oh. Easy.
Ouch.
Woo.
There it is.
She has not been cutting hair in a remote learning situation.
Looks like she's using a 2. I could be wrong. It might be a 3. I don't know.
I think she's at a. Are you at a 3? I think she's at a 3. I usually do a 1 when I'm at the real place. I did charge it this morning, so I hope it makes it through. You know, my thick head of hair.
Yeah, I get that, Mr. Walsh. I usually go with the two on the sides, but I like to leave the top a little bit long. You know, fortunately,
yeah, I don't have a top anymore, unfortunately. So enjoy that top while you have it.
Well, hopefully I'll have it for a long time.
I hope so too, Rocco.
I hate to get older and you know, just
Oh.
While Mr. Walsh gets used to this new look, let's meet another one of our honored children for this event.
Hi, my name is Robert LaSpina. I'm 10 years old. I go to Martin Avenue Elementary School, and on February 9th, 2018, I was diagnosed with leukemia.
Being only 10 years old, Robert has already proven himself to be a fighter. St. Baldrick's means a lot to children all around the country who have been affected by cancer, and Robert is no different.
St. Baldrick's means a lot to me because it gives me and other kids with cancer hope.
St. Baldrick's is a foundation focused on helping to raise money to help stop childhood cancer. For many years, the Mepham community has been coming together to celebrate these children and to help raise awareness for the cause.
Thank you for doing your part, for donating to St. Baldrick's and helping scientists get one step closer to finding a cure for all childhood cancers.
Although we don't get to spend this event with everyone in person, it is still important that we celebrate it together, even if it is online. We hope Rob continues to be the fun-loving, spunky kid that he is. His last day of chemo will be June 4th of next year, and we hope to see him at St. Baldrick's for many years to come. For B&B, I'm Melissa Mendetto.
Keep fighting, stay positive, and always have a smile on your face.
Another amazing and inspiring story.
And you can see stories like Robert's are inspiring people all across the community and all across the internet to take action. Let's take a look at some of the submissions we've gotten so far from Instagram and Twitter. What do we got?
Guy just went right down the middle. But for years, St. Baldrick's at Mepham has some special guests from across the galaxy that just had to be a part of the event. Our very own Luke Melfa caught up with the members of the 501st Legion who wanted to be a part of tonight's festivities as well.
Thanks, guys. Here with me, I have a few people from the Empire here joining us today. How are y'all doing?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Cool. So, have a few questions for you. Real quick, how's the Empire been holding up since you guys have to work from home now?
Stronger than ever.
Cool. Glad to hear it. And of all things to do, why participate in St. Baldrick's?
I think it's a good event. I think we got to keep the children strong so they can eventually become soldiers and help us crush the rebellion. So anything that keeps the young people strong and keeps them growing up to be adulthood is something that we have to help participate in. Every kid deserves a chance.
Yeah, no, I agree. Do you guys have any Ewoks in your group? And why do most people not like Ewoks?
They're tasty.
I have to speak to that. I encountered many of these things you call Ewoks on a Mood of Endor, and they were nasty little critters. Bows and arrows, jumping on us, attacking us. I've never seen anything like it. Actually, behind me here, you can see I actually managed to capture one and stuff it.
Oh.
And I keep that in my little trophy room over here. That's really all they're good for. They're little nasty buggers. We don't want to have anything to do with them.
All right, now I know I get it.
Always whining about Ewoks. Try dealing with Jawas like I have to do all the time, okay?
Oh, come on, Jawas, they just scurry around. These Ewoks got like bows, arrows, sticks, spears. They're dangerous little critters, I'm telling you.
Struggle is real, Sand Trooper.
Struggle is real, okay? He understands.
Yeah. And if hanging out with Jar Jar Binks made you immune from coronavirus, would you do it?
No.
Oh. Completely understand.
That's a tough call.
I met him.
I don't think anything would get me to hang out with Jar Jar.
I'll take my chance with the virus.
He's a bit of a lost cause, honestly, but
Although, in his defense, he did give birth to the Empire more or less.
True.
I guess, yeah. But
Think about it. Our man manipulated him real good.
so I guess that's 1+, but otherwise. And do Darth Vader and the Stormtroopers actually need face masks, or does their armor double as protection from the virus as well? Just
Full protection.
Okay. That's good to know.
Filter out smoke, but not toxins.
Okay, I may have to get my hands on one of those pretty soon. And for the Stormtroopers, do you guys actually have any target practice, or do you just kind of go in?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't mean to brag, but last week I did set a personal best at the range with my trusty E11. 50 shots with my E11, and I managed to get on paper twice.
Oh, nice. That's a
Actually, I hear Baldricks have worse aim than Stormtroopers, just saying.
quite impressive stuff, actually. But good job. I'm proud.
From Tatooine, I'd like to wish everybody at Mepham High School the best of luck with your St. Baldrick's event. We're looking forward to seeing you guys next year in person. The Empire is there for you.
Hi, this is TB6744 coming to you from the moons of Endor. Just wanted to wish Mepham High School a really successful Drop Your Locks event for St. Baldrick's. So sorry we couldn't be there this year, but we'll catch you next year. Have a great event.
This is IN62257 calling from the Death Star, wishing Mepham High School the best of luck with your St. Baldrick's event. Sorry we missed it this year, but we're looking forward to seeing you next year. Long live the Empire.
SL 5928 is the Empire City Garrison here on Mustafa, wishing you a very successful event. I will be there next year.
And this is DS 91452, the First Order, sends all its best regards to Mepham High School this year for your Chop the Locks event. We will be there next year. Carry on.
This is TK20177 from the Empire City Garrison, coming to you from the Outer Rim. Want to send a shout out to the Mepham High School. Wish them good luck with their Chop the Locks event, supporting St. Baldrick's. Sorry we couldn't be there this year, but we're looking forward to being there next year. Good luck.
And that's about it. Now back to you guys.
Thanks, Luke. That must have been a lot of fun to talk to all those Star Wars people. My fave type of people. Love them.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I'm just really glad that Darth Vader didn't try to tell me he's my father, because that's not cliche at all.
Well, I'm still waiting for someone to tell me that I'm an intergalactic princess, so.
Good luck with that, young Padawan.
Where did that come from? Was that there the whole time? Well, okay, Luke, I can't wait to get back to What's Poppin' Pirates with you. In the meantime, I'm stuck here with AJ.
Yeah, it's like it's a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. I'm just used to working with Luke, that's all.
Okay, well, while I try to not feel too bad, let's say goodbye to Luke, and I want to remind everyone that you can make a donation to St. Baldrick's at the link listed below. And you can also get involved by sharing your 2020 St. Baldrick's experience on Instagram.
Let's take a look at some of those people right now. You know these posts will stay on the internet forever, so.
Speaking of other things that'll be on the internet forever, here's BNB's Rocco Law.
Thanks, guys. And Lorrie, you've got a celebrity shavy of your own living right there in your house. Isn't that right?
That's right, Rocco. My brother Dominick wanted to join the fun and shave his head for the cause, too. Say hi, Dominick.
Hi.
So, Dominick, what made you want to be a part of St. Baldrick's?
I thought I would shave my hair in awareness of children with cancer.
You think that mom and dad are okay with this?
I think they're proud of me for shaving my hair for a cause.
All right, let's do it.
How are we gonna glue his hair back?
Over the top. Oh my god.
Wait, you want to shave the top? I want to shave the top first.
This is like scary. I don't like it.
Only
I don't like
only the top.
Over the top.
While Lorrie shaves her brother, let's meet our fourth honored child of the night.
In 2008, Phil and Dana Brancaccio were blessed with their fourth daughter, Gabrielle. But before she was even a month old, doctors realized something different with her right eye, and Gabrielle was soon diagnosed with retinoblastoma and received chemotherapy to fight the cancer within the retina of her eye. Dr. Abramson, the chief of ophthalmic oncology, was Gabrielle's doctor, and after performing previous surgeries on Gabrielle, he ultimately provided her with the gift of good health. Before her final surgery, he told her parents, "An eye for a life," and they could not agree more.
He's a neurologist, and he was able to do these surgeries. She had 4 of them, but then we realized her artery gave out, and she wasn't able to receive the chemotherapy anymore. So they had to enucleate. They had to remove her eye, which the tumor was embedded inside. and she had to get a prosthetic eye. She had to have her eye removed. And so now she lives with a prosthetic eye.
So it was a very intense introduction to the world, right? For the first year, she went through a lot as an infant, and then you would think that removing the eye, it's a very traumatic event, but we feel very fortunate because the tumor is contained in that particular organ, and so when they removed that organ, the eye, they removed all of the tumor.
Thankfully cancer-free, Gabrielle was able to push herself while having the best, most supportive people behind her.
She never said, why me? We never questioned why us. We just trusted that she was going to be strong and grow up with good people around her. And she has great friends that support her and don't judge her and accept her for who she is. And her sisters definitely do the same. And we say this is just how God made you, and we're so thankful to all the doctors and nurses that helped her along the way, that help her to understand that there's really nothing she can't do. Just has to learn in a different way sometimes, and she compensates beautifully.
It's hard when you're young trying to learn how to write with one eye and do all those things, and I guess I wonder if I can drive a car, if it will be hard or anything. Oh yeah, I play basketball. I guess it's easy for me, but sometimes I have hard tracking the ball and stuff.
St. Baldrick's helped Gabrielle share her story of conquering cancer and the ability to thrive doing the things that she loves.
When you leave work on a Thursday and you come back on a Friday and you don't have any hair, it's a talking point. People want to know what happened. We can share about St. Baldrick's, then we can share about our condition, Gabrielle's condition, and what we've gone through. And it's great to get the word out and the message out through that platform.
Thank you, Mepham High School.
For B&B, I'm Riley Freed.
Such an incredible story. All these kids we are honoring tonight, and thousands more just like them, need your help. There are lots of ways you can get involved. B&B's Catherine Oriana profiled some of the people who have already got involved to make a difference.
St. Baldrick's has been an important event in the Mepham community and all across Bellmore and Merrick. It is a night where the whole community comes together for one amazing cause. There are many entertaining things in this event, like entertaining performance by the drama program and even Star Wars characters. Although these are all important, the charity raised by the community across Mepham and Merrick is amazing, and it is an important part of this event.
I fundraised $1,600 this year. I really try and gather a lot of money because my cousin passed away from cancer, so this event is really important to me. I really see this event as something that's really important.
Yes, I raised over $900. I chopped over 8 inches because I wanted to give my hair to people who need it. Some of my family members are affected by cancer, so I wanted to do as much as possible to help people.
Yeah, I did. I fundraised a couple $100, I think, right before quarantine. And then obviously the quarantine hit, and I wasn't sure what was going on with St. Baldrick's. But when they announced the virtual St. Baldrick's, I was able to, reach out to people I knew and raise a couple more dollars. But really, I think the most important part of this is raising awareness. This is a fun event. This night's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be different, I think, than usual on YouTube. And, it's going to be something that I think that people are going to remember for a really long time. If not, it's really hard to unsee me with that shaved head. It's not a pretty sight, but I'd rather shave my head and be uncomfortable with a shaved head for a couple months and raise awareness for kids that don't really have a choice in the matter, and help them fight their cause.
St. Baldrick is an important event in our district, and it's so great to see families and friends come together for this amazing event. From B&B, I'm Catherine Oriana.
Joining us now is one of our top fundraisers. In fact, he's been a top fundraiser for years at St. Baldrick's. All the way from his home in Merrick, let's welcome Mr. Joe McDonough.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, how are you
mistake.
doing?
I was muted. My mistake. Hey, Mr. McDonough, I'm Rocco along with Lorrie DellaCroce here, and we want to welcome you to the virtual St. Baldricks. So, really, what made you want to fundraise year after year for St. Baldricks?
Well, I think there's three things. One, I asked my friends and my family to help out and to participate in sponsoring me, and it's great for camaraderie amongst us. Two, I think it's important for students at the high school level to learn about giving back and becoming involved in important charity fundraising events. And three, as someone who has my own health issues, and I'm pretty old, if something comes along that cures my disease, I don't know how many more years I have, but think of a 10-year-old kid who gets cured of cancer. We are giving that kid 30, 40, 50, 60 more years of cancer-free life. That is a gift that you can't put a price on. Now, during this time, we're all so aware of the first line people who are really heroes, the doctors, the nurses, the aides, and so forth, but kind of forgotten are the people behind the scenes who are doing research. And they're kind of unsung heroes in a profession that isn't appreciated that much as they should be. So those are all the reasons why I've gotten involved.
All right. So, Mr. McDonough, who do we have shaving you tonight?
My wife, Mary Ellen, and alongside me is my grandson, Luke,
Who was there last
who was there last year. And my daughter, Maeve, is also participating as my IT person. So
now, Mr. McDonough, but the real question is, do you trust her with a razor?
she's been my number one caregiver, and I trust her. Well, for 42 seasons we've been together, so I definitely trust her.
Good.
Well, Mr. McDonough, I think you're all set and ready to go, and let's go ahead and watch Mr. McDonough brave the shave.
Okay.
There we go.
It's like she's trying to go. Everybody keeps going to the right for some reason.
So I was gonna say, everyone starts on that side.
Yeah, I think it's just a common.
Wait a minute. I gotta take attendance.
Just wants to feel what is going to go on in a few minutes.
It's looking good.
Like an Agatha Christie novel, and then there was none.
So, Mr. McDonough, from what I could tell, I see is that a New York Mets logo on your left shoulder?
It is, yes. I'm a Mets fan, and I'm hurting. We're all us baseball fans are hurting right now.
Yeah, I feel that. It's been a gruesome couple months for all of us, especially in the sports world. But how long have you been a Mets fan?
Well, it goes back before the Mets were even alive. I was a Brooklyn Dodger fan, and I rooted for them in Brooklyn. My godfather was an usher at Ebbets Field, so my dad and I used to go all the time.
Now I'm assuming you got to see what was it, 69 and 86, 84?
Excuse me.
I'm assuming you got to see the World Series in 69 and 86, 84, I believe.
No, 69. I was overseas. I was in the Peace Corps. I did see the 86 on television, and the recent one. What was it? The 2015. I did get to go to my first ever World Series game, which was
that's awesome.
That was a real thrill.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's always a different atmosphere in October. Always a different atmosphere.
All right,
you're a baseball fan too?
I am. I don't know if you'll like me after this statement, but I'm a Yankee fan, unfortunately.
Doesn't make you a bad person.
No, it doesn't. We all right, Lori. All right.
Okay.
But yeah, we can all go live in New York together. But again, 86. That was a crazy time, and you must like Bucky Dent pretty much because I kind of saved you guys a little bit.
All right, that's baseball. It's looking good though.
Yeah, it's looking good. A little chit chat.
All right, now we're going to the scissors.
Oh, God. All right, well, we clean up all this
What
hair.
made you guys get involved with St. Baldrick?
Well,
There's Luke.
they asked us to do it, and we said, why not?
No, I mean that's usually how it goes. But I mean, it's a great event, and it involves charity and so many great things. Honoring childhood cancer and so many other things, and just trying to expand lives and trying to trying to make just make people's lives better every day.
And it's so important to get students involved so that as they grow older and they know that fundraising is an important part of life, and to be grateful and be willing to give back with your time or your money, whichever you can afford. And that's an important character builder. And God bless schools and teachers that go out of their way to do that. I'm very proud of Mepham to not give up on this event and to make sure it happened before the end of the school year. That's something special, It says a lot about the teachers and the administrators and the sponsors and, of course, the students like yourselves. Bravo.
Thank you.
All right, we can still do this. All right. So while you guys are cleaning up that hair, we're going to throw it over to Ava and AJ.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Right by you, Luke.
Rocco, I'm seeing a lot of bald out here tonight. When are you shaving your head?
Hey, always AJ, always quick to blame Ava. I don't know. I don't know. I was trying to. I was thinking about it, but I was like, I'm just not ready. I'm just not ready yet.
You just gotta do it. Don't think.
I know. It's bad. It's looking bad, pretty bad right now. It's like some hair going east, some hair going west, north and south. It's a bad time for my hair right now.
Yeah, and I'd like to see your head shaved, but all of this, everything you were seeing tonight, is part of the Bellmore Merrick School District's commitment to service learning. What is service learning, you ask? Thank you guys for asking. Let's watch.
The Bellmore Merrick High School District has been known for hosting dozens of different events each year district-wide. Although every school has their own concerts, plays, and musicals, the Bellmore Merrick District likes to get more events involved each year that are both fun and educational, with what is called service learning.
Okay, so by definition, service learning actively involves students in a wide range of experiences, which often benefit others and the community, while also advancing the goals of a given curriculum.
Some of these service learning events include Battle of the Classes, the Bellmore Merrick Business Challenge, St. Baldricks, and the Flag Field of Honor. Each event has a unified lesson for both the students and the teachers.
I think the main concept of all the different projects is to give students an understanding that they can make a difference. That it's not only an opportunity, but it's really a responsibility on their part.
I think what the district is trying to show students is the importance of giving back to the community and the great feeling that you get by doing so, but the idea that you pay it forward. Not only do you benefit by helping others, but then hopefully they feel the same way and do it for other people as well.
Service learning allows for a fun and educational time while impacting all of the Bellmore Merrick community in a positive way.
I think service learning has a significant impact, on us around the community. We understand what it means to take care of one another. I think we've seen that, really in the last few months. This pandemic has brought hardships to a lot of different people. And I continue to be proud of the work that gets done. Even in this virtual world that we're learning with and living in, we still see ways in which people go above and beyond. You would be amazed if you see how many donations are coming to this building every day for the community cupboard. And you'll be amazed to see how many faculty members come to volunteer, socially distanced and following guidelines, but to stack our food shelves And then other volunteers will come in at appropriate times, following guidelines, to pack bags. And every Thursday, meals are sent out to families in the Bellmore Merrick community that need it. You know, so even in this tough world where, you know, that we're in, you know, we get this feeling of Bellmore Merrick continues to help others around them.
Whether you go to Kennedy, Calhoun, or Mepham, there are plenty of events from each school that you can get involved in that will result in amazing experiences and memories. Whether you are a teacher, parent, or student, it is highly recommended that you at least try to get involved with some of the service learning activities. From B&B News, I'm Emily Yucht.
And joining us now is one of the major proponents of the service learning in the district, Mr. John Bender from St. Baldrick's.
Thank you, Mr. John Bender from St. Baldrick's. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Before we start, though, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you tell Rocco it's a really bad thing to bring up 1986 and Bill Buckner to a lifelong Red Sox fan right before he gets on the air? I'm going to come to his house and personally shave his head before we're done tonight.
I'll let him know.
Thank you.
So what do you think about what's going on so far?
I think it's awesome. I've had the pleasure and the honor of attending the Mepham event a couple of years, and it's a tremendous event, and your community is awesome. And the kids from the last 10 graduating classes and all the kids between have done amazing things. And when kids are helping kids, there's great hope for the future. So I'm so pleased. And this year, more than any, I can tell you that the COVID-19 has had a cascading effect on childhood cancer research and St. Baldrick's. So number one, as soon as COVID-19 was found to be spreading, every research laboratory across the country locked its doors. So all research for every disease you can think of stopped. It hasn't started yet because they can't open the doors to the laboratories without taking the chance of destroying the research they have and the progress they've made. They have to protect the research. So that's number one. Number two, parents were afraid to bring their children to the hospitals to get treated. So kids fell behind in treatment. They're starting to come back to the hospitals now, and we're finding there's significant delays in treatment than where they would be otherwise had we not had this 3-month battle with COVID so far. Number three, there are kids being diagnosed later than they otherwise would have been diagnosed because even though they're sick, their families were afraid, rightfully so, with the COVID, to take them to a hospital and take the chance of getting them infected with COVID. So there's a whole host. And then on the St. Baldrick's front, we have about 800 events between February and April, and all of them have either gotten canceled, delayed, or gone virtual. So the fundraising we've done over prior years is down about 20 million year over year from what we did. And that means even when the laboratories go up, the funding for research going into the 2021 season is just not going to be there, which is terrible. So the fact that you guys are willing to do this, and even though it went virtual, and help raise the money, and I think your teacher said it best to start. Every penny you guys raised tonight is a penny that the St. Baldrick's Foundation hasn't had before. So thank you from the bottom of my heart.
How has it been adapting to the changes? Like, how is it affecting the workers?
At the foundation?
Yes.
Well, we sent everybody home like everybody else, and you're trying to make sure you have the technology that everybody can work from home. And there have been some bumps and bruises along the way, but you know what? You have great staff, and the foundation has great staff and great volunteers. So we've been very lucky that everybody's gone well with the inconvenience. We thought about having the infrastructure to be able to work remotely if something came up, but what we didn't think about is the computer equipment in people's houses that might be old. We didn't think about the people going home and having 5 kids that have to remote learn and fight over one computer. We didn't think about the strength of the Wi-Fi signal with everybody being home pulling on it. So those have been some of the complicating issues to kind of keeping the foundation going. But our staff has been tremendous, and our volunteers have been tremendous. So we're surviving like everybody else. We're learning a new normal.
It's great to know that everyone's still helping out. But what are some ways people can help fight childhood cancer while we're socially distanced?
Well, we have a thing called Do What You Want. And what it is a program, we realize that not everybody wants to shave their head. It's a tough ask, and especially if you've already done it once, people may not want to come back. So you can pretty much do anything that's not going to hurt you and it's not illegal to raise money, whether it's a birthday party, a fundraiser. We have people who run marathons or 10Ks or 5Ks and do money, lemonade stands, all types of things like that. So there's lots of different ways you get around the foundation. And if you went to the website at stbaldricks.org, there is a section on do what you want, so you can see that's there. And then importantly, even though this event is tonight, the Mepham High School event page will be up till December 31st, so people can make donations to this event through the end of the year. So just because the event is tonight doesn't mean it can't go. And since it is a virtual event, people can continue to sign up and virtually head shave and raise money for the rest of the year under the Mepham event. So, and I would, I'm biased, but I would definitely encourage that.
It's so great to know that people are able to continue donating throughout the year.
Really is, and it's greatly appreciated.
So do you think it may be true that, our own Mr. Patton only got involved in this because he was already going bald?
See, I can't pick on him because he's a fellow Red Sox fan. So I think he's like the best man in the world. So you'll not get me to say anything bad about him.
Well, sorry to bring in Rocco, the Yankees fan, but
just tell Rocco I'll be there in about a half hour. It'll take me to drive out there. And I will tell you, I have a son that wrestles varsity for Southside High School. And I tell you, we've been to your gym many times for wrestling matches. And while I root for my son, I have a hard time rooting against Mepham, even though Southside's wrestling, because of what you guys do. We don't have a Southside High School event, so it's greatly appreciated. You guys are my second favorite high school in the country.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
And now let's go back to Rocco and Lorrie.
Wait. Let's go back. Okay. Thanks, guys. Let's check in the internet. Let's check in with the internet again to see what people are doing at home for St. Baldrick's. So we want to welcome our next celebrity, Shavy, ready to join us. It's Mepham teacher, Mr. Auguliaro. Mr. A, welcome to the broadcast. Mr. A, can you hear us? You're muted. I think you're muted, Mr. A. You're muted.
I got it.
There we go.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm doing good, but you're currently sideways, so it's kind of.
Oh, am I really? Hold on.
Threw it in my neck. No. There we go.
Right now.
There we go. Perfect.
All right, let me set you up here on my little makeshift podium here. But what's going on?
Nothing much. Same old.
You guys are doing a great job.
Appreciate it. So what made you want to get involved tonight?
I mean, I always am involved in some way in St. Baldrick's ever since I've been a student at Mepham back in 2009 with Ms. Kempton and Ms. Maresca. And then when I came back to start teaching in 2013 as a student, I think I might have been a student teacher, they started doing this event again. And I said, hey, where can I help? And ever since then I have. And then about a couple of years ago, I shaved my head at the peer pressure of my best friend, Mr. Patton. And he immediately, when this whole thing, we said, hey, we're going to go virtual. I said, you know what? I'm going to shave my head again. I know I look like a fool when I have my head shaved, but you know what? If I can get people on here and donating, and I have no problem with people, looking at my bald head. So,
Mr. Patton, always the mastermind of everything. But have you ever shaved your head before? Like, do you have any idea what you look like bald?
Oh, yeah, I did it 3-4 years ago. I looked horrible, like horrendous. I do have a round head, though, so it comes out pretty good. But my hairline can literally be characterized as the McDonald's M on the top of my head. It's going to be great.
So it kind of looks like a bowling ball.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right. Fair enough. All right. So, Mr. Ray, let's get to it. Let's brave the shave.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, this is my wife, Nicole. She's going to be shaving my hair. Go for it.
We're going to spice it up and start right in the middle.
Good idea. Everyone keeps going to the side. There we go.
Oh, wow.
I'm really curious if it's going to shine afterwards. Like, do we have to put some, shiner on it just to make it...
Yeah, I feel like maybe some non-stick Pam or something. I'll rub it in there. Polish it up every day. I'm really going to look like Mini-Me to Mr. Patton. That's really what's going to happen.
Oh, God. Oh, no. That's going to be a sore sight to see in the hallways every day.
It's going to be a great sight. It's going to be like the two best friends that anyone can have.
Seeing double.
double. Wow.
Oh,
There we go, just to the top.
Lots and lots of hair. Oh.
So this is the first time my wife has actually cut hair. This is going to be interesting. As long as I don't lose an ear as she's going.
Hey, that says a lot. That's a lot of trust right there. That's a big amount of trust.
Well, I figured now that I'm married, she's locked in. So now I can be fat and bald, and it'll be fine.
Yeah. Seems like a good time to start.
All right, guys. Maybe now's the time for a little more entertainment. This year has been an exciting year on B&B, and we're reaching back into the archives from earlier this year to bring in one of the best moments from B&B. Mr. Mepham 2020 himself, Mr. Montemaggorie, bringing down the house with his son this year at Mr. Mepham.
Made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, and I'm hoping for Raleigh. I see my baby tonight. Oh, rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Oh, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Running from the cold up in New England, I was born to be a fiddler in an old Sound Stream band. My baby plays a guitar, I pick a banjo now. Whoa, North Country winters keep on getting me down. Lost my money playing poker, so I had to leave town. But I ain't a turning back to living that old life no more. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Oh, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Walking down south towards Roanoke, I caught a trucker out of Philly, had a nice long talk. But he's heading west to the Cumberland Gap, to Johnson City, Tennessee, and I gotta get a move on before the sun. You know I hear my baby coming, and I know I'm not the only one. But if I die in Raleigh, at least I will die free. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. 1, 2. Hey, mama, rock me. Oh, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Oh, rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. I love you so much. Great job. Wave high, everybody. Wave high. Thank you.
was amazing, guys. Well done. For a second, Mr. Montemaggorie and his son, Lori, I felt like they were better than Bob Dylan for a minute. That really got me. Got to me. I feel like they were better than Bob Dylan for a minute. But it's almost time for us to wrap up the show. But before we do, let's bring in our principal, Mr. Gomez, to read off the final total for tonight.
Hey, Mr. Gomez.
Hey, Rocco, how's it going?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing very well.
Great.
All right, Mr. Gomez. So what does it mean to be a principal of a school that comes together for events like St. Baldrick's?
Honestly, this is probably one of my most favorite events every year. Since I started 3 years ago, I said to Ms. Dennis and Mr. Patton that this is absolutely amazing. Not only because we raise a lot of money for a great cause, but the entire community really comes together. We have the Skull and Bones group. We have people from all over the community. We just had the Star Wars actors come and join us, which have been a highlight over the last 2 years. And that just says a lot about who we are as a community in North Bellmore and Bellmore and what we do as a district, because I know that this has become a district-wide event beyond Mepham. And every year when I speak to teachers from Calhoun and from Grand and all the other schools, they look forward to events like this because they know that it's something special that brings us all together.
Yeah, definitely.
And as you get ready to say goodbye to the class of 2020, what do you want to say to them about taking this event online to raise money and awareness for such a worthy cause?
Well, it's beyond this event. It's like, I think the class of 2020 has done a fine job over the last 3 years. I've only known you for 3 years, but I know that you've been at Mepham for 4. But you have all not only developed a sense of perspective and an understanding of service learning, but beyond this, I really hope that everyone in your class understands what it means to be respectful and compassionate about something that you believe in, because that is so important given what we're going through as a society. And it's essential that we understand that as we transition into adulthood and you go on to the next chapter in your lives.
Right. All right, guys. That's going to wrap up our live broadcast, but it doesn't mean the fun has to end. You can still share images on the B&B Instagram and Twitter. You can still order food from our sponsors, but most importantly, you can still make donations at the website below.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Let's check it back in with AJ and Ava and Luke to see if they have any final thoughts. Guys, the floor is yours.
I do have thoughts. I think it's so important, and I'm so glad that we're all involved in St. Baldrick's again this year, because it's like kids helping kids. You never realize how lucky you have it until you see the people around you get affected by things so awful as childhood cancer. My best friend, Amanda Teich, had childhood cancer when she was a little baby. And seeing her grown up now, she tells her story places, and not a lot of people see that there's recovery, and it's so important to share that. So I'm just really excited to be here and be a part of it.
Glad to have you.
Yeah. I've been doing this since my freshman year. I was hosting it. So now being able to come here for my third year, I always love this event, and so it was upsetting when I learned that we couldn't do it at Mepham. But when I heard we were able to do it, virtually, I was very excited about it. So I'm glad I could be here and be a part of this event.
And Luke, seems you've keeping up with the trends right here. So I see you trying to copy me, but you go. The floor is yours.
Yeah. I think this event's honestly really important, and I'm really glad that I got to be a part of it. This is my first year joining B&B and hosting this stuff. So really glad I could help out, and I think that everybody that's viewing deserves a huge thank you from all of us, because it's really credit to you guys that we're able to keep this event going. Yeah.
Well, thank you, guys.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
It was a great night. Haven't got some head shaved, but so for Ava, AJ, Luke, and everyone who made tonight possible, Miss Dennis, Mr. Patton, Miss Einbinder, Mr. Gomez, Mr. DeTommaso, and everyone who shaved their head and who donated and who collected. We thank you. Together, one day, we'll beat childhood cancer. Thanks for tuning in. Be well, be safe, and we'll see you all in person real soon.
Good night, everybody.
And we will soon save Rocco.
Good night.